everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today's video, I wanted to do an update on kind of my makeup goals for the year. I did a get ready with me. I don't remember what video it was, but I did a get ready with me where as I was doing my makeup, I was sharing with you just kind of like my makeup goals for the year. I kind of spoke about how I want to be, more selective on like drugstore makeup purchases and all of that. So anyways, I wanted to give an update. I am thriving in some areas and doing absolutely terrible, like want to completely go hide myself because of the embarrassment in other categories. But anyways, let's get started. Let's just get started. So I had makeup resolutions. Let me introduce them to you. So firstly, I only wanted to buy 12 blushes. I can already tell you, like, no, that did not happen. It did not happen. I was trying my best out here, y'all. Okay, I really was, but only buy 12 blushes. My goal at the beginning of the year was to only buy one blush per month. I started the beginning of the year doing really, really well. I think it was like April that I was kind of falling behind. I started like really not doing the best. But anyways, that was one of them. I wanted to be more selective with my drugstore makeup purchases. I do feel like I've been overall better at that because I feel like I haven't always been like running to Ulta to pick up the newest release. I do have some regrets, but nothing crazy, right? Like for instance, I bought like the new L'Oreal highlighter and I'm not loving that one. So anyways, that's one example. More indie palettes than mainstream. That has definitely been the case. I do feel like I have focused more energy on purchasing indie palettes rather than mainstream palettes. And I have a few to show you this, today of purchases that I made this year of indie palettes. Another one was I wanted to be on a concealer no buy. I can proudly say that I have not purchased a concealer this year. So that's exciting. I haven't finished a concealer, sadly, but I have been rotating through my concealers through my everyday makeup drawer, and I have not purchased a single concealer. So that's awesome. Also, just kind of like clean brands like Tower 28 and Patrick Ta and Kosas, basically being more selective on the products I buy from them. So I haven't, I can safely say I haven't bought like any face products from like Tower 28 or like Kosas, or actually maybe I bought the Kosas bronzer this year. I don't really remember, but I did purchase a blush from Patrick Ta, but I haven't bought anything that I feel like would go like bad quickly, like no like lip products or anything like that I remember. I don't believe I did. And then no hydrating or glowy primers, and I would also say that that is true. I have bought some gripping primers, but I don't consider that a hydrating or glowy primer. I'm thinking more of like something that feels very similar to like a moisturizer on the skin. I haven't bought anything like that. So that is really exciting. I feel like, I've been successful in some categories. I definitely would not go as far as saying that I've been on a no buy or a low buy. I will say I went, I think from April or May up until August, not buying a blush. Like I went a long time not buying a blush. Like I said, I think I went like 2 or 3 months not buying a blush, which I know that sounds silly, but I love blush. You guys know this. And that is the one thing that I feel like I'm really, really bad at, like not being the most like restraint, or not showing the most restraint or not showing the most self-control in that category. And so the fact that I really did like practice, like not buying a blush, I feel like I was proud of myself for that. So let's get into what I did buy this year when it comes to indie palettes and when it comes to blushes. Let me start with blush. So my very first blush purchase of the year was this Merit blush. And this is one of their Flush Bombs in the shade Fox. So this was the first blush that I purchased of the year. I have to say, I'm glad I have this because I feel like I always would have wanted it in my collection, but this is not my favorite cream blush formula. Merit does not have my favorite blush formula out there, but I mainly wanted this for the shade. I think the shade Fox is very beautiful. I do think I will get some good use out of this during the fall and winter, which is really, you know, really nice. The second blush of the year that I purchased was actually part of a mystery box from Unearthly. So Unearthly did a Valentine's Day mystery box. I did purchase it, and in that was a blush. So I don't believe, maybe I did purchase a blush in February. I think I did, but I kind of used this as a blush as well, even though technically I didn't know I was going to be getting this, so I could have not counted it. I believe I did. And this is in the shade Nirvana. It is a liquid blush from Unearthly. I also purchased this Wet n Wild liquid blush, and this is their Mega Glow Lip and Cheek color, and it's in the shade Rosy Romance. So this was a liquid blush that I was very, very curious about. I love Wet n Wild. I love just trying all of the new blushes from the drugstore because I feel like, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on blush, and I feel like having all of these different options at the drugstore makes that possible. So I was really curious about that formula. Happy to report that I'm happy with that. I also picked up this blush. This is kind of a regret, but not really. I just haven't really given this the love yet, and I feel like maybe because I view this more as a fall color, but this is one of the Color Icon powder blushes from Wet n Wild in the shade Naked Brown. So this was definitely an Emily Noel inspired purchase. She did an entire video on this blush, on how versatile this blush is, and this was kind of an inspiration for her to do like a full face kind of surrounding this really beautiful kind of like terracotta caramelly color. And so I was very, very inspired by that video to pick this up. So I'm really happy to, you know, have a new Wet n Wild blush in my collection. I believe the shade Naked Brown was also newly released this year. So I'm totally fine having it. I do enjoy this formula. It's just not really one that I've given the time of day to, which I'm hoping to change that, right? Then I purchased from Saie, and I believe this was during the Sephora VIB sale, the liquid blush in the shade Baby. So I really enjoy the Saie liquid blush formula. I think it's really, really good. I still prefer the Rare Beauty, but I do enjoy this liquid blush formula. And the shade Baby, I just really wanted it. That's really it. I just wanted this shade. I felt like I've heard really, really great things about this shade in particular, so I'm happy to have it in my collection. It's definitely not my favorite blush color on me, so here we are, but very happy again to have that in my collection. Okay, I also picked up from Patrick Ta. I think this was also during the VIB sale, maybe not, but this is one of their newer cream and powder blush duos in the shade Not Too Much, and I love this. I'm very, very happy to have this one in my collection. I think it is the most perfect just blush duo for every day. I love how subtle it is on the cheeks, and I love that it matches with so many different things. And this is truly such a stellar blush formula in my opinion. So I did pick this up, really happy with that purchase. I also picked up one of the Rare Beauty blushes, and this again was during the VIB sale. I feel like I was doing so good, and I didn't pick one of these up. Like, I wasn't tempted when these first came out, but then I kept hearing these positive reviews upon positive reviews about these blushes that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I picked up the shade Hope. Very beautiful, definitely happy to have it in my collection, but it's one of the this is the type of products that I don't need any other shades. Like, I'm totally happy with just this one in my collection. I use this more as a blush topper, and I really am happy with using it that way. So this was another blush purchase. I did go a little bit blush crazy during the VIB sale, but I tried to like not purchase as much afterwards, but you know how I am. Then from LYS, I picked up one of their cream blushes, and I love the cream bronzer in this packaging. So whenever I saw that they were coming out with cream blushes in this packaging, I was so excited. And this is in the shade Bubbly. So this I like. I will say, it's not like my favorite cream blush. Like, I love that it's also kind of like glowy in there. Like, it's a little bit luminous in there, or in the blush. I don't know why I'm saying in there. And like, this blush is a little bit luminous and a little bit glowy and things like that. And like, I do like that because it's not really adding any shimmer or anything like that. Like, it's glowy without even adding anything into the blush. But for some reason, I just haven't like I do like this formula. I just feel like I'm reaching for other things over this. So I'm like, as I'm describing, I'm like, man, like, did I make some wise purchases? All right, then another blush that I picked up, and I think next up was this blush. So from RMS Beauty, I picked up one of their Redimension Hydra Powder blushes in the shade Maiden's Blush. And I told myself that because I picked this up while I was on vacation, while my husband and I were in San Francisco, that it didn't count. So it didn't count, okay? This was a blush that I have been wanting for such a long time. I've always wanted to try the brand RMS, and specifically these blushes from them. And I was able to go to Credo Beauty in store, and they had them. So I picked up this. It's beautiful, very happy with it. So this one, I feel like I told myself it didn't count. Then I picked up from Shop Miss AOA Studio is the brand, and this is one of their blush duos in the shade Petal Pop, and it's a cream and powder blush duo. And this is just one. I actually picked up multiple shades, but this is the shade Flower. I love this formula so much. I love this product so much. If you can go to Shop Miss A, or if you can still order these, I would highly recommend that you do so, because these are just so good. I feel like they were trying to maybe mimic the Patrick Ta cream and powder blush duos, and they did a really good job, because this is a very stellar formula. I did get a lot of shades in those, so again, like, I didn't do the best, okay? I didn't do the best, but I still feel like I was more selective on the blushes. Like, I'm looking at this, and yes, this is a lot of blush. Like, yes, this looks like a lot of blush. Like, I'm staring at it. It sounds like a lot of blush. It's just, I feel like if I wasn't practicing this low buy, if you will, I would have just bought everything, you know? So anyways, okay. So then that was my last blush for a while. I think I made that purchase in, like I said, April or May. And then I just did not buy any blush for a while until my birthday. So my birthday was very recently, and I told myself, and my husband was like, it's, you know, okay. For my birthday, I wanted to treat myself, okay? And one way to treat myself is to, you know, binge on some blush, okay? So I did get some blushes for my birthday. One of them for sure was a birthday gift, like for sure was a birthday gift, and I will tell you that one now. I did get one of the Rhode pocket blushes, and this is in the shade Freckle. Really happy with this formula, and I would be interested in picking up another shade. So again, this is the shade Freckle. Really love this formula. So happy to have this. So this was a birthday gift. And then birthday gifts to me. I picked up this blush. I love this blush formula. This is amazing. From L'Oreal, this is their Lumi Liquid Blush. Wow, this is amazing. So good. I wish they had more shades. I think they only came out with like 5 shades or something. This is such a good formula though. And this is the shade Dewy Bright Pink. Highly, highly recommend these liquid blushes from L'Oreal. They're amazing. I am so happy with this blush. I also picked up, because I went to Ulta, and again, I was like, it's my birthday, I'm gonna buy blushes. So I bought one of the new ColourPop liquid blushes, and this is in the shade She's Cute. I have to say, I'm not 100% sold on this shade. I need to use it a few more times, and if I still am not sure, then I'll probably return it or exchange it for a different shade. But anyways, this seems like a really nice liquid blush so far, and I love trying new liquid blushes from the drugstore, so I am excited to have this in my collection. It does seem like it's a really nice liquid blush formula, just not 100% sure about the shade, so I need to keep like playing around with it some more. But anyways, so there was that blush. Then I did pick up one of the NYX Buttermelt blushes, and I had been dying to try this formula out for so long. I love the NYX Buttermelt bronzers so much. Like, I use that bronzer all the time, so I was very, very interested in trying one of these blushes, and I picked up the shade Butta Together, which is described as a soft pink, and I'm like, I'm not sure about this shade either, so I need to use this more. I definitely do. Like, this is very new. Like, my birthday just passed, so these are the next few blushes I'm going to show you are very new to me, so they haven't been in my possession that long, so I need to use this more. But so far, a little bit iffy, not on the formula, just on the shade, so again, that could be my fault. But anyways, I'm very, very happy to finally test out this formula. And then the last blush that I got, and I actually got 2 shades. Wow. When I went to Sephora with my aunt, why am I saying again? Maybe I mentioned this conversation in my last video I filmed, but basically I went to Sephora and Ulta recently, and my aunt was in town, and anyways, I swatched these cream blushes from Haus Labs. So she was dying to go to the Haus Labs section, so we went and I swatched these, and they are so beautiful, so beautiful. I was like, I think I'm gonna get them. So I did, and I think it was Rose and Ben. She did a video mixing these 2 shades, and it was so beautiful, so beautiful. So the shade that really piqued my interest, I swatched it in store and it was stunning, is the shade Glassy Lilac. And I'm so, so excited to try this blush out. I haven't tried this one yet, but I'm very excited. This formula is so good. So very, very happy, you know, with this one. As far as like, well, okay, I shouldn't say that. I haven't tried the shade yet, but I'm happy with the formula so far. The blush that I'm wearing today, and you can see like that glow, it's literally from this. And the shade I'm wearing right now is Glassy Hibiscus. This is beautiful, and again, I really do want to mix the 2 shades together. I feel like that would be stunning. So these are the last blushes, and my goal is to not buy any more blushes for the rest of the year. We will see. We will see, because again, with holiday and everything, like, who knows what's going to come out, but I'm going to try my best. Okay, those are all the blushes. So I have 16 blushes in front of me, so I definitely went over the year, because I was going to do only 12 blushes this year, or only 1 blush per month. So I am going to try so hard to not buy any more blushes for the remainder of the year, but we will see. We will see, but I'm going to try my best. I really, really am. So now let's get into some indie palettes that I purchased this year. I was super excited for all of the new indie palette releases this year. I feel like they were killing it. They are still killing it for this year. And I want to share some of the palettes that I got. So firstly, and this is in no order, I just kind of grabbed them from my collection, but I did purchase the Unearthly Spring Magic collection, and this is the palette. Very beautiful. I actually did do a get ready with me featuring this palette, so this is just stunning. Unearthly has become one of my favorite brands, especially for eyeshadow, so that I did pick up. And I also purchased my first Adept Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I was so excited about that because I have just heard such amazing things about Adept Cosmetics and their eyeshadow formulas. So I did pick up the Flying Fiddles palette, and it's so stunning. It's so beautiful. It's perfect for every day. I love that it has this amazing formula and that it's very appropriate for every day. So I did purchase this one. Speaking of every day, I also picked up from Cosmic Brushes. This is their Neutrals palette. So beautiful. I have worn this one a few times already, and I'm super in love with the formula, and it's just so good. I'm very happy with this one. And then from Cosmic Brushes again, I did pick up their Muse palette. The Muse palette is very beautiful, and I'm also very impressed with this one. So this was also an indie palette that I purchased this year. And I am very happy with Cosmic Brushes and their formula. Very happy with it. My newest indie palette is it? I think so. Is the Legend of Ardra from Adept. And this is so pretty, so pretty. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. I'm so happy to, you know, just continue trying this one out. I've worn it a couple of times. It's beautiful. I also love the packaging. A quick favorite of mine from this year already is this one from Gourmand Girls. So Adept, Cosmic Brushes, and Gourmand are all like new brands to me. So I did purchase this one. This is the Peach Perfect palette from Gourmand Girls, and this is beautiful. I am so in love with this shade right here. It's the shade Papa Don't Peach. It's beautiful, and this palette is stunning. This formula is really good. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for future Gourmand Girls like palette releases. So stunning. And then I think this actually might be my newest, but it came out forever ago. It just took them so freaking long to get to me, that is something with indie palettes like you need to be okay with. Like they take a long time to get to you, so as long as you're okay with that. But the Simply Posh Cosmetics Coastal palette, I was not going to get this, and then I decided to get it because I kept thinking about it, and I love the Simply Posh Cosmetics Cozy Cabin palette. So I was so impressed with that formula that I wanted to get this one, and I'm so glad I did because I love this palette. I've used it already, I think 3 times, and I've only had it like a week, maybe less than that. So this is beautiful. Perfect summer palette. And I love the packaging, how it literally just looks like water. It's so pretty. So those, I don't know if that's every single indie palette I bought this year, but those were just kind of a quick selection of what I've purchased this year. And I've really enjoyed indie palettes for sure. So anyways, I wanted to give you an update. I hope that you're not too disappointed in me because like I said, I did do really good in my other categories, and blush is just my weakness, but I'm going to try so hard not to buy another blush this year. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my YouTube channel family here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye!